Made of new metal alloys, some of which have not yet been invented, capable of standing heat and stresses, fitted together with a precision better than the finest watch, carrying all the equipment needed for propulsion, guidance, control, communications, on an untried mission, speeds of over 25,000 miles per hour, and do all this, and do all this, and do it right, and do it first. Before this decade is out, then we must be bold.
This is the time-lapse of the turbo kit installation. It was decided that we would need more horsepower than what the E85 was giving us in order to reach 200 miles per hour. We did some research and found Mr. Turbo. He provided us with a Garrett T3 T4 hybrid turbo and all necessary equipment to bolt onto our Hayabusa. It provides 6 pounds of boost while running C16 race gas, and it includes a conservative tune to protect the motor from damage or failure. It took 16 weeks instead of the original 8 to receive the kit, and it left us with just 2 weekends to get it installed. What you see here is the 25 plus hours from start to finish it took to get it installed. Hopefully, this is enough to get us to 200 miles per hour. Once installed, we had to adjust idle, and after a few test runs, we realized that the bike was ready for Ohio. Fast forward a few days, and we were packing up and heading down. On our way down, we had a little fun with some truck drivers during the traffic jam.
Which lane's open? Is it the right lane or the left lane?
Right lane's open, left lane is closed.
Okay, let me get that straight. The left lane's closed and the right lane's open?
Left lane's gonna move faster.
It's gonna be in reverse.
You ate a smart pill today, didn't you?
Here we are, finally in Ohio, and day one of the race weekend. As usual, we unloaded our stuff, got the bike inspected, submitted the paperwork, got some race gas,
the goods. Good call.
and then attended the driver's meeting.
Well, welcome to our last meet of the year. We've got a lot of new faces. Hope you guys make a lot of new friends here this weekend and get a lot of great racing in.
No glass bottles, no alcohol. Please don't ride in the back of pickup trucks on the back of tractors. I guess I have to add tractors now. All right, guys, that's it. Let's go racing. Hey, Gary, speed up. Gary.
After the meeting, we got in line. After a few hours, I was first up.
So Jared Yeager is coming next. This is a modified, partially streamlined, lone fuel 1350cc motorcycle.
My first run was terrible. Too many missed shifts, and by the end, I just gave up on the run.
Category 173.5442 for Jared Yeager.
After that, the wind picked up and racing was eventually stopped due to a crash where a vehicle was totaled. Thankfully, the injuries were minor. After only getting one run Saturday, it was time to make my first pass for Sunday.
Jared Yager coming up now. Yager, 173-mile-an-hour motorcycle on Saturday, modified partially streamlined and blown fuel burning 1350cc bike. This is the 2012 Suzuki Hayabusa that is using a shot of nitrous oxide. At least it could be using a shot of nitrous oxide. Running in this fuel burning category. Whoa. Yager's bike definitely turning the tire very hard through the first couple of gears out there. Through the top end. 198.5002.
With a couple of missed shifts, I was so close. After a couple more hours, I was up again.
Temperature right now 64 degrees. Southeasterly fashion. Fast down the racetrack. Here comes Jared Yager. Jared Yager through the traps at 198.2379. The bike's consistent.
This run, I still missed shifts, and again, I was so close. The last two runs of the day, my shifts were better, but the conditions were not. The winds picked up, and my speed dropped into the low 190s. It was time to switch drivers and give Doug a chance at what was left for the weekend.
Doug Cohen goes 172.9439 miles an hour.
Doug took it easy on the first run, getting to know the new power it had. On the next two runs, he gave it more, but the winds kept him from being able to be full throttle all the way down the track. The weekend was over, and while we got close, it still wasn't 200. We will be back again next year. See you then.
Look at this thing move. Shane stops. Went 248, comes past the 3/4 mile mark and stops. Oh, a whole lot of smoke coming out of the back of the bike in the shutdown area. Stubbs goes 242 miles an hour. It's actually steam coming off the thing. Drives out to the lights with a speed of 102.3192, a new record for Greg Neal, record number 301 on that little 250cc motorcycle, 102.3192. now here's where the thing gets weird. Watch this. And Denison on the tip goes through at 96 miles an hour for Denison. 96.3185 miles an hour for Jack. Gary goes for 155.0.